Alright, real quick, before this video starts, I did want to mention one thing. This is a New Vegas hardcore mode character, with the DLCs. One of the things I forgot to mention is companions. You won't gonna be using much companions in this. I did say that, I was gonna talk about companions, but I don't remember talking about them. All I said was do not get Eddie at the end of Lonesome Road in Ulysses Temple. But if there are certain characters you do want to get, if you do really care about endings, then just go with whoever. I used Eddie and Veronica because those are the two people, or the two companions I ever really care about. But you do have plenty of time to do Lonesome Road. You don't necessarily have to do. You don't really have to use most companions, but if you do, just use whoever you want, and then once you do Lonesome Road, do not retrieve Eddie in Ulysses Temple to get those extra damage, as well as accuracy and VATS. So, that is pretty much all I need to say. Let's hop into the video. And yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. I spent time on it. I do want to give you guys another hardcore character, so if that's something you guys want, let me know. I do already have one made, but I'm not gonna release it if that's something you guys don't want. So yeah, but I do want to pump out more New Vegas videos, so yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Sorry, I did say I was gonna talk about companions, but I didn't, because I was more worried about playing Fallout 4 since my PS4 got made or got fixed. So yeah, that is all I have to say about that. So yeah, enjoy the video. It's kind of a long one. Not too long though. And yeah, check the description for all the information of this build in the description. Because I know a lot of people like to just take certain perks or take all the information and put it in the comments, but I want to do that myself because it makes it easier for the people who do that, so they don't have to do that. And plus, if you guys want to screenshot your own, do whatever. Yeah, plus you can leave comments and be like, okay, well, here's what I would do differently. I would do this trait instead of this. I would add this tag instead of this, or I would use this perk instead of this. Do whatever you want. Just let me know, because I really enjoy reading comments, and this is something new to me, is making builds, so I'm kind of rusty on those. So yeah, anyway, on to the video. Alright, what is up, guys? Loser Manic here, and today, welcome to something a bit different. So you have to excuse me, I woke up not even 30 minutes ago, and I haven't left this room yet, because I wanted to get this out there for you guys. So, welcome to a Fallout New Vegas build. This is something different. My PS4 broke like 2 weeks ago, so I had to play New Vegas, but I decided to use this as an opportunity to get familiar with hardcore mode and kind of make a build. So this is based around the hardcore mode, and if you do have all the DLCs, this is absolutely perfect, even though you will be needing 2 DLCs for this. Still, it just works out perfectly. Let me get a hat real quick. Shoot. Sorry, I needed to get a hat. My hair is kind of messed up. Alright, shit. So, this is the Zion Survivalist. This one is kind of based around, my favorite DLC in New Vegas. Because this is from like the first time I ever did hardcore mode with all the DLCs, so that one's going to be a bit weird. So so yeah, this is all centered around honest hearts. So yeah, let's get started with the special. But real quick though, I won't be talking about the backstory. I do understand that people don't like backstories, so if you do like backstory, I have all the information of this build in the description down below. If you guys do want to see it, check it out, and you guys can take notes, screenshot it, do whatever. So yeah, the special stats of this character is 6 strength, 2 perception, 5 endurance, 6 charisma, 6 intelligence, 6 agility, and 9 luck. The strength, because you're going to be you need 6 strength because, well, there isn't really any strength requirements. Plus, if you do Old World Blues, you get the I think it's the Spineless perk or Heartless perk, which gives you +1 strength. But if you get your heart re-implemented, you get an additional strength. So that means that you could possibly end this game with 8 strength, plus with the additional special tag in at the end of Lonesome Road, you could easily make it up to 9 strength if that's what you want. Perception, I didn't really find too much of it. I have thought about using the fire bombs, but I thought against it because you are playing hardcore mode, which means if you do use companions, which I will talk about in a moment, with the fire bombs you do risk killing them, so that is something I didn't want to use. So I found it to be useless. 5 endurance, because endurance kind of adds to the survival tag, so I kind of wanted to make it at 5. Usually whenever I play New Vegas, I don't really add much to endurance because I just find it to be somewhat useless to me. But in this case, you're dealing with geckos and cazadors, which means you get poison resistance, as well as extra health and I think damage threshold. Plus, but I was mostly worried about the survival skill with endurance. 6 charisma, that is mostly to help get a perk easily, which is what I find to be essential. Whatever. I do have a list of essential and optional perks. The essential ones are the ones I recommend that you have to have in this build to kind of make this a bit easier. And I do have some optional ones that aren't really, where you don't really need to have them, but I have them. So yeah, 6 intelligence, just cause, I mean, you do get more skill points, which means you could easily get the perks that you want easier, and a lot quicker. And for this, with the backstory, this character doesn't really have much of an education. He did get one, but it wasn't like enough. It wasn't like enough to make him have 10 intelligence, but it was just enough for him to pass by. I think that was the kind of exact words I used. 6 agility. I forgot what I used this for. I'm not gonna lie, completely forgot what I used this for. But I just have it up there. I think it's because I constantly use this for VATs and whatnot. So yeah, and then 9 luck because there was something else. It's just nice to have 9 luck. There was some reasoning for it. I completely forgot it. My memory is fucked up. So yeah, now let's move on to the traits. So the traits are Built to Destroy and Trigger Discipline. I couldn't really find any use for the other ones because there are going to be two different guns you would be using. So if you guys can think of any other traits for this, that is totally fine. But I favor Trigger Discipline and Built to Destroy. Built to Destroy adds plus 3% critical chance at the cost of your weapons decaying 10% quicker. And Trigger Discipline means you shoot 10% less, but you are 10% more accurate. That is very important to me, considering the fact that the weapons you're going to be using takes ammunition, which is going to be heavy ammunition because you are playing on hardcore mode. So yeah, the tag skills are Survivalist or Survival, I think, Barter, and Guns. Survival because you are playing on hardcore mode. I cannot stress this enough, and I'll talk about it more as to why. Guns, because the two weapons you're going to be using is the Survivalist Rifle and the Light Shining in Darkness, which are affected by the gun skill. And Barter, just so you can get the Pack Rat perk easier, which is essential for, which to me is essential for using gun characters. Because especially considering the fact that the Survivalist Rifle that you'll be using uses 12.7 ammunition, those are actually pretty heavy. So yeah, some optional skills you can also 100 is Speech, Sneak, and Repair. Speech, if you do the Lonesome Road DLC and you want to keep Ulysses, at one point this was, I kind of had this character planned out to, like, you choose your ending based on who you sided with in Honest Hearts. If you sided with Joshua Graham, then you would kill Ulysses or destroy the or blow up the Legion because you're siding with the NCR, which I'll talk about in a moment. But if you sided with Daniel, in the Lonesome Road case, you would save Ulysses and disable the bomb. But I did make a note of the fact that you were to not pick up Eddie you were to not retrieve Eddie in Ulysses' temple for the Lonesome Road perk, which increases your damage by 10% and your VATS accuracy by 10%. But you wouldn't be able to disable the missiles by because you sided with Daniel, because you don't also have Eddie, so that was pretty bad. And also I figured that was just seemed pretty useless, because in Old World Blues, if you sided with Joshua, you would have to attack and kill Elijah, but if you sided with Daniel, you would just have to lock him in the vault. But, so, I kind of went for like a peaceful, non-peaceful thing, but it just seems weird to me that in that case, like you're going to the Battle of Hoover Dam, you can't just, like, charge your way through and be peaceful because you've already killed all these people. So I did find that to be useless. So if you still want to use Speech, go right on ahead. Sneak, because he is, I will hint at the backstory. I will summarize it briefly once I get to the backstory, just because it's like a paragraph long. It's almost an essay at that point. But Sneak is because he grew up in Zion to one of the Crazy Horns tribes, which is mentioned by Daniel. While we don't know enough information, that is kind of the reason why I made that, because we don't know enough information about the Crazy Horns. All we know is that they were wiped out by like prospectors or raiders or whatever. So that works out well. Plus, he grew up in Zion. His tribe kind of taught him how to sneak and repair, because, like I'll mention in the backstory, he went to explore civilized lands, and there he learned how to use guns and repair his weapons. So yeah, you will be playing on hardcore mode. I did hint at this, but now I'm kind of going in my head on how I listed this. And the reason for this is because of the fact that it kind of adds to the role-playing aspect. And if you don't like role-playing, then this is just something new for people who are using DLCs and they're doing hardcore mode for the first time. This is something that's pretty interesting. So yeah, I think I've got to mention some of the other additional perks. Hunter and Entomologist. Hunter, because you kill mutated animals a lot easier, which means they also drop food, or is it mutated animals, or is it just animals? Either way, you kill animals a lot easier, which means you could get their food, which in survivalist mode is very much, or in hardcore mode, is very much essential. So, with that, it's good. And entomologist, just because, you know, why not? You already have hunter, why not use entomologist? Plus, with something like rad scorpions and rad roaches and all of that, being somewhat common in Zion, but also common out in the Mojave, it is pretty much, to me, essential. Because maybe you can find some useful stuff on them that you could craft to make your character a bit easier. I only worry about that stuff if I do unarmed or melee, which I haven't done yet since I got the DLC, so there's something for that. So yeah, hunter for the extra meat, and then entomologist just because why not, you know. Armor, you will be using the Desert Ranger combat armor, or if you're a light armor user like me, even though I use the Desert Ranger combat armor, I guess I'm more of a medium armor person as opposed to light armor, but in Fallout 3 I'm more of a light armor than medium armor, so but I do have something for you light armor users. So if you don't really care about armor type and you just want the best overall, then you will be using the Desert Ranger combat armor, which you can find in the Stone Bones cave up near the Sorrows camp. But if you're a light armor user, which you can see in the optional perks, I do include some light armor perks. For you light armor users, I do have the Gecko-Backed leather armor reinforced, which is actually pretty good because you get radiation resistance, fire resistance, and poison resistance. Which, little fun fact, I didn't notice this until now. All the Gecko-Backed, their attacks give you like radiation or poison. So you use fire, so like you use the fire gecko skin, or the gecko hide, the fire gecko hide, which their attacks are fire. You use the golden gecko hide, which means if they attack you, they irradiate you, which isn't like regular geckos or golden geckos. And I think golden geckos just poison you, or not golden geckos, green geckos. I think they poison you. I don't know. They have the same attacks as centaurs, but those just give you radiation, so maybe those poison you. I don't know. But two of those I found to be pretty interesting. So yeah, so there you go. For your light armor users, Gecko-Backed reinforced leather armor, or leather armor reinforced if you want to be technical. The weapons kind of stay the same. You could be using the Survivalist rifle, which you can find at the Red Gate, which I think is like southwest of Zion. You kind of have to do it once you have Waking Cloud with you. So it's within that realm. If you guys don't know where it is, it's kind of hard for me to explain. I'm not Kato Genesis, you know. And then you'll be using a light shining in darkness, which is Joshua Graham's 45 and pistol, which is already a unique gun, because in fact the only place you can get it is Zion until you finish Honest Hearts. So yeah, you can basically find it at the end of the game, or if you're one of those people like me where they die, you just reload. Then you find it at the end whenever your companions die. You reload, and then boom, you're back to normal. Then you can find it at the end of the game. But if you like go with the flow, to where if your companions die, you like you just like shit happens. Alright, new quest, let me go off there, then you can just find it. Well, either way, you find it at the end of the game. So, yeah, there's that. This character will be starting with the NCR, which may seem strange because, but there's a reason for that. I'll talk about the backstory. I'm trying to think if I have anything else. Oh yeah, so for the people using the Desert Ranger combat armor, there is a great place to get, if you have the jury rigging perk, which is one of those I recommended, there is a place you could go to get, I wouldn't say necessarily unlimited, but a fresh amount of medium armor, or armor to repair your Desert Ranger combat armor, and that is the Gunrunner's area. So, I advise doing this without a companion because they can and will kill them. So if you go to the Gunrunners and you attack the guards but do not kill them, or basically just antagonize them or attack them until they open the gate to the main building over there, which, unless you don't have, like, if you do have average luck, then you could easily just pick the lock, open it, and then go and kill them. But if you kill the guards, they drop combat armor, which is actually pretty good for repairing your Desert Ranger combat armor. But they also have a combat helmet, which you can also use to repair your Desert Ranger combat armor head gear, which is pretty useful. Or what am I talking about? It is useful because there aren't really many places, to my knowledge, that has a frequent amounts of medium armor without spending the caps. Because if you ask me, you should be spending the caps on the ammo for your guns. So yeah, and if you're a light armor user, then this thing means nothing. But they do respawn, and every time they do respawn, I think it happens every 2 to 3 Gunrunner or Vendatron recycle or restock, which is every Sunday and Wednesday. There is a glitch in there where any Sunday or Wednesday he won't restock, in which case just keep waiting until he restocks. That is a thing I've noticed because I've been trying to do that. I've kept doing that. So yeah, they do have a tendency to. Sorry, like I said, just woke up. I haven't left this room. So yeah, plus they also have guns and ammo you could sell or break down to make more ammunition. Which, for some of you guys who don't know how breakdown works, so you can break down .308s to get large rifle ammunition or stuff to make large rifle ammo. So if you break that down and you look on the side where it usually shows you the crafting recipes to make those, in that case it will show like lead and I think powders and primers for those type of stuff that the 308s use. So therefore you could easily transport those into 45s or 12.7s. So those are actually pretty good. You could also use the hand loader perk, but whatever. Anyways, now since bullets do weigh something, this is also pretty good, because you can make more 12.7s or 45s depending on whatever you're low on. Yeah, so the backstory, I'll kind of summarize it. This kind of explains why this character works with the NCR and what they're about. So this character grew up in Zion by a mother and father who also abandoned him, meaning that the crazy horns had to raise him. They taught him how to sneak and how to hunt, hence hunter and entomologist come into play. But as he got older, he decided to see civilized lands, which with the backstory, you can kind of do however you want with the companions of Honest Hearts. If you want to keep Waking Cloud, if you want to lie to Waking Cloud, or you want to tell Follows Chalk to just see Civilized Lands, you can do that. It's not based around the backstory. I didn't make that with the intention of doing so. So yeah, as he kind of went to see Civilized Lands, he learned how to use guns and repair those guns and other things. So as he came back to, and he see all this amazing stuff. The fuck was that? Anyway, he saw all this amazing stuff that he decided to come back to Zion to tell his group. To tell his tribe. Whenever he got back, he saw that they were massacred by raiders. Distraught, he decided to come back to the Civilized Lands, aka the Mojave, and decided to get a courier job because he could see all this wonderful stuff. Now, what I would say is, if you want to take this route, now there is like a small detail I am gonna add that can kind of base it around how you want to do this. As you could say, as he got the courier job, if he's completely left his tribe behind, kind of like on how I did, that was how the original intent went, was he was to forget his tribe, but then I gotta add some reasons to change this to the way you want it. If he completely forgot about his tribe, then he would use the Desert Ranger combat armor, but if he still remembers his tribe every now and then, or he feels one with his tribe, then he will be using the Gecko-Backed leather armor reinforced. So there you go. But for this purpose and how I have it written down, I would say, as he kept doing the courier job, he completely forgot. He left his tribe and family behind. All his memories were just forever gone. Excuse me. And then he decided to continue doing this courier job until one day he was carrying the platinum chip. He decided to take a rest at Good Springs, which I don't know how that part goes. I don't know if he was, I don't know if he was knocked out, sent to Good Springs, and then killed, or maybe the courier was just at Good Springs, got knocked out, and then shot there. I don't know. I'm not a lore person. I'm just here to give you guys what you guys want, or if this is what you want, I'm just here to deliver. So yeah, he decided to join the NCR because they hate raiders, as much as he does. Maybe he hates them a bit more than they do, because this was a very personal thing to him. I wouldn't recommend any other people, but if you do want someone else, I would say maybe House or Yes Man. Definitely not the Legion, because in the Tribal's eyes, or the Survivalist eyes, they're basically just the same as Raiders. And in fact, in the ending, Caesar's Legion tries to look for the Fiends or the Raiders or whatever. I guess Fiends count. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, in the Survivalist eyes, Caesar's Legion is nothing more but just a bunch of Raiders. So yeah, that is my Survivalist character. I'll have everything in the description down below. If you want to know the bigger backstory, I'll link to it. I will keep the fact that he forgotten his tribe because of the fact that I did use medium armor throughout the whole thing. And plus I'm just too lazy to do so. So yeah, if there's anything I forgot, check the link in the description down below to that. I do have a few informational stuff there to help you. For those people who are new to hardcore mode, I understand that not many people are new to hardcore mode, but I do this because just in case there's someone out there who wants something new, because you don't have to do this on very hard. I don't play hardcore very hard because I barely play hardcore mode, but whenever I do, it's whatever. I do have another hardcore build coming out. I did make it. This one is a bit different. I really enjoy this one. Any implants or chems I won't have, but if you guys do want implants, I do recommend maybe the intelligence or endurance, if that's what you're into. Since you do have 5 endurance, you could get a bit more. You could get the one that increases damage threshold or heals you once every second or so. If you're into, or if you have the Old World Blues DLC, then I recommend the one where it increases sneak speed by 10%. I don't remember what those are. So yeah, implants are up to you, what you think works well. Chems, I want to say he necessarily uses chems, but that's on you. If you want to use them, fine. I'm not going to judge, because I use chems occasionally. But if you do want options, Psycho is the way to go, because you can get those increased damage because you are using hardcore mode. Enemies do more damage to you, but you take more damage, so this is... I think that's how it works. I know that's how it is if you do the survival mode in Fallout 4. I don't know if that's the same way. And Fixer, obviously, because you're gonna get addicted at some point. So yeah, that is that. I'm sorry if I went all over the place. I tried to focus, but I think for the most part I stayed right on track. If you like this, please let me know. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, because you can always unsubscribe later, because maybe, I don't know. I do have another hardcore mode character in the works, even though I've been playing a lot of Fallout 4 since I got my PlayStation 4 to work again. So yeah, maybe that's something I can work on next, is a Fallout 4 character. But I do have another hardcore character in the works as we're speaking. I do plan on making another one, another just regular Fallout New Vegas build, because there's one group I haven't sided with since I got the DLC. There are two people I haven't sided with until when I got the DLC, Caesar's Legion and Mr. House. I was kind of forced to side with Yes Man because of the fact that I just did Old World Blues or not Old World Blues, Dead when I accidentally wore Elijah's robe, which apparently caused a glitch where SCR was against me for whatever fucking reason. So yeah, then there's that. So yeah, this is all I have today. If you guys do want me to make more New Vegas builds, please let me know. I will be happy to do it. Because New Vegas and Fallout 4 are kind of tied for my favorite Fallout games, even though I think Fallout 4 is definitely taking the cake for it. I can take this off now. Yes, I dyed my hair. Don't judge. So yeah, let me know what you guys want. If you guys want Fallout 4 builds, or whatever. I do plan on making videos on Fallout 4 because there are a few things I do want to talk about there. Plus, there's some faction-related stuff I do want to talk about. My favorite faction in Fallout 4, why, and New Vegas, but kind of more of the lines of who would I work for, or who would I side with if Fallout 4 became if the Fallout franchise became real. And I was thrown into New Vegas in Fallout 4 because I love those discussions. I love those topics so much. So yeah, sorry I kind of went too far down the rabbit hole. I kind of wanted to talk about my schedule because I didn't really upload much recently. The 2 weeks, because I was just at my mom's house, they don't know about me doing this, so I want to keep it that way because they'll embarrass the fuck out of me if I do, or if they do find out. And I didn't really upload the week before the 2 weeks because I don't know. I guess I'm so used to not doing this that I don't really have an excuse. I did upload COD Mobile though. I think it was just because of the fact that my PS4 took a shit on me. Not literally. I don't know. And so I was just kind of depressed because I was in the mood to play some Fallout 4 or 76 since that update came out, which I still have yet to see, since I got it fixed because I want to download one game at a time. So yeah, so that's kind of the reason for that. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this build. And if not, sorry. But if you do, let me know what other characters you want me to see. I would definitely try to make that work. I am on PS3, so there are no mods. I don't know of any Fallout 4 or Fallout New Vegas mods, but if there are any that you think are relevant to this character, by all means use it. So yeah, that is all I have for you guys today. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that. Yeah, yeah, Loser Maniac.